displacement can be a unique value. Displacement is constant, but the distance can vary. The object moves, it can be in this path or it can move in any path. So the distance will vary for the given initial and final positions, but displacement is constant.
Okay. Then what do you say, Sachin, for that?
I will make her point also clear now. What she is telling is distance doesn't depend on the this one. Okay, but it depends on the path which is traveled. Suppose, okay, then I need not consider initial and final points because it doesn't depend on the initial and final points. So I will measure from here and I will measure up to here. It is also path. I am measuring the same path.
The path.
So it should be the distance, no?
The path objects travel.
Okay. Here also the same object is going.
The path started from here, right?
Huh?
The object started from here.
Okay. Object started from where? Here. So it is called as initial point. But it doesn't depend on initial point, no?
It's not that.
Then what is the initial point?
You are moving from here to there.
From here to?
Which is the initial point? Okay, let me put it that way. Which is the initial
Which is
point?
the initial point? See, I will make it clear. One object is there.
Another definition will give shortest distance.
Shortest distance, that is called as displacement. So that is from here to here straight line. Okay, so that is displacement. Okay, so now what is distance? So what she is telling is distance doesn't depend on initial and final point. That is your point. Okay, so then I need not consider this point and this point. Am I right? So I leave that. I am not bothered. So I will measure from here to here. Actually the object has moved from here and it has come here. So I won't measure this one. I am not bothered. I just observe the object. So I observe somewhere it was here. So I take it from there. And I observe after some time it was here. So I was observing up to here. It came along this way. So I measure from here to here. So this is the distance I take. Is it correct?
No.
Sachin, when you are
I have not considered the initial and final point. It doesn't depend. No? So why should I bother about this initial and final point? Anyway, it doesn't depend on initial and final point. So I won't bother about initial and final point.
Sachin, you are talking about the distance or displacement?
Distance.
Yes, distance doesn't depend on initial and
No, that is her claim. So I am assuming that it is. I am assuming that it is true. If that is true, then this should be true.
No.
Sachin, my point is that when you are talking about distance or displacement, there will be certain movement. For the movement, you should talk about distance and displacement. For the movement, there will be certain initial and final point.
Why the 20 minutes? Dark one minute, it will come clear.
When these 2 points are fixed, the distance is constant. The displacement is constant. But the distance can vary. That's my point.
That is correct. But
If an object does not depend on the initial and final point, why should the object come to the point B? Because it is dependent on the final point and initial point. It starts from A and it ends on B because it depends on both the point. But the distance is here and that's all. And it is just the
Value of distance. The magnitude of the distance will not depend on initial and final position. Final point.
Partly how you measure distance.
You focus there. Okay. Both of you are doing something. One of you shoot the students and one of you shoot the teachers. Don't shoot them.
My point is that when they reach a movement, there will be initial point, there will be a final point. When these 2 points are fixed, initial and final points are fixed, the displacement is constant. Correct? When these 2 points are fixed, displacement is constant. But the distance can vary, right?